Hello again. I am back with my makeup empties for October of 2017. The first one that I'd like to show, it's not really empty, but I'm not going to keep it anymore. It's called Blush Baby. It's one of the matte blushes. You can see I've hit pan on it, but I have so many blushes now that I never go into it. I started a collection with
It's for
the
30.
thank you, Alex. I started a collection with the NARS blush palettes, and I have them. I have a few of them, so I don't need any more single blushes. I still have some I'm working through, but once those are gone, I'm going to try to work through what I have, quote unquote, shop my stash, so that I am not purchasing any more blushes. I'm going to try to use what it is that I have. Okay, one of the first empties that I would like to talk about. Let me get the paper off of it. Ooh, yeah. This is the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. This is, it retails for $14. It locks in makeup and keeps color fresh. After makeup, um, hold at arms, after you do your makeup, you hold it about 12 inches, I don't know, arm's length apart. And then you spray, you allow it to dry. I usually take a fan and do it like that. I have a little fan, a little hand fan that I use, and I just do like that to dry it all, like in the morning, especially if I'm getting ready for work. So anytime I use my makeup, I finish with that. Um, what I try to tell clients is that this is like you use a top coat for your nails, you would use this as a top coat for your makeup. That's the analogy that I use. I also have in here, I have the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Um, it is the same thing as the Makeup Forever. This was $14. This is $30. Um, this is 30 mils, 1 ounce, and this is 4 ounces. Okay, so they do the same thing. It keeps makeup in place for 14 hours. That's what the Urban Decay All Nighter. That's what it purports to do. It's a clear spray. It was developed with Scandinavia, suitable for all skin tones. It keeps eyeshadow, foundation, blush, concealer in place without cracking. So next thing I have is the Stila In the Know eyeshadow palette. This is an older palette. I remember when I got this. I remember, see, it's all, it's done. It's basic, it's done. I'm done. But it lasted a good long while. I loved a couple of the shades. Not everything because it would look a little muddy sometimes, but I worked with it, to use it up. The other thing that I have, these are my holy grail items now. You wouldn't think, but they are. It is the Sephora Skin Amplifier. And it does the same thing as the Urban Decay. And it does the same thing as the All Nighter. I mean, the Makeup Forever. But it is a fraction of the price. These are $16. $16. And you get 2.7 fluid ounces. So, like I said, I'm using a setting spray every day. That's why I've gone through so many of them. This one claims to set makeup, refresh skin. You can spritz. You can also spritz the makeup brush. I haven't tried to do that. Spritz the brush before applying the powder, and then you can spray it the same way when you're done. So, like I said, it's like a top coat for your makeup. This I have here is this was a Lancome eyebrow pencil, and it is one of the smaller, can you see that? It's one of the smaller eyebrow pencils. This was not my shade, but I worked with it because I thought it was such a pretty container. It's Lancome. It retails for $26.50. It's in Ultra Precision Brow Pencil and Comb Duo with a self-sharpening tip. I guess that's the self-sharpening tip. Pretty cool, I guess. and that's the comb. I am not a fan of these type combs. I am more of a, it's somewhere on my makeup table. I probably moved it out of the way on purpose. Oh, here it is. Ah. I'm more a fan of those type combs. But you work with what you have. Other thing that I have in my makeup empties is the, oh, I know this is the Urban Decay Revolution. It's in Bittersweet. The other way. Bittersweet. And it retails for $26. It's a lip gloss. It's a warm purple with a cream finish. High coverage, very pigmented. It is, I tried for as long as I could, but there was only certain times that I could only usually wear it on the weekends. So, you know, it's a couple of years old now, so I'm getting rid of that. Oh, what I have here is another item that I used constantly for a while, and I'm branching out into other things at the moment. This is the Benefit Professional, and I mean, I have gone through a number of these. This is the base coat. Like you have the base coat for your nails, primer is the base coat before your makeup. So you have your base coat, which is your primer, your foundation, which would be the nail color, and then you put your top coat on, which is the setting spray. I have to explain that. It retails for $31. You can get smaller size in the travel section at the Sephora when you're checking out. When you go through the little to get to the cashier, they have smaller ones there, and you only need a little bit, so it'll last a long time. It minimizes the appearance of pores and fine lines. It helps makeup stay put, and you apply a thin layer after moisturizer. I feel like Santa Claus. Okay. These, take them off, but I put them on. These are also, oh, well, instead of using these, why don't I use the ones that I have now in current rotation? These are the Sephora eyebrow pencils. This is 06 Soft Charcoal, and this, oh, upside down, I tried. This is 04 Midnight Brown. And I use both of these every day. I usually use the dark charcoal here, like in the middle, and then I'll use the lighter color at the beginning of the brow and at the end of the brow. But those I constantly have in rotation. So soft charcoal and midnight brown, they're retractable brow pencils. They're waterproof. They retail for $12. Okay. I would also like to say, yay me! I am currently finished with, it was MAC Blondie's Gold. I purchased this a while ago, and it was a MAC pigment. I found a dupe for it in the MAC eyeshadow, and I just worked through it as the pigment, and now it's done. So I keep saying yay whenever I'm finished something. Okay, the next thing that I have to show, they are 4 lipsticks from Kat Von D. This was part of her La Vida Loca remix, when they had the big palette that looks like the album with the lady going like that on it. I'm sorry, I just thought of something that Rich Lux says all the time. He's a Mantis hands. So that was Rich Lux that says that like that. But these 4 shades are, I cannot even see, Sexier. This was part of a kit because the lipsticks came out at the same time. Bachelorette. I can't even see this one. Lovecraft. And Wolf's Mouth. Yeah. So these are, let's see if I can get them to you. These are those. I held on to them for a long time. I think that this, the Saint & Sinner palette that Kat Von D has just come out with is the 3rd year that I've like really gotten into looking at her palette. I have the Metal Matte palette. I'm still trying to work through that. So I know that those lipsticks were a tad old. I kept reaching for them. Nothing, I use them every now and then I rotate to something else. So that's it's that's what it is. Time to let it go. I also have one of the small Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs. This one was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I liked this shade. Let me see if you can see. Can you see any of that? What I did is I kept it at work because it was a small travel size. And whenever I needed a touch up or a little bit of color, I just had it on my desk and, I use it like that. That's what I usually use those small ones for. This is Conspiracy. This is another lipstick that's empty. Conspiracy. It's a metallized. It's from Urban Decay. Yes, this was gorgeous, gorgeous. So, that was wonderful. And I also have the last thing that I have